Scattered pieces of your journey begin to find their place. It is not an accident, it is not luck. It is the natural unfolding of a reality you have already accepted within yourself. Things are finally coming together. All this time you thought life was delaying you. You thought circumstances were pushing against you. But the truth is far more powerful. Life was preparing the perfect stage for the version of you who is ready now. Every setback refined you. Every pause strengthened you. Every silent season taught you how to trust the unseen parts of your own being. Your time has come, not because the world suddenly changed, but because you finally aligned with the version of yourself who has always been chosen, always been worthy, always been capable. You stepped into the feeling of arrival before the evidence appeared. And that single inner shift has begun rearranging everything around you. For so long, you carried desires that felt distant, hopes that seemed fragile, and dreams that looked impossible. But desire was never a sign of lack. It was the whisper of destiny, reminding you who you truly are. And now that you have accepted the end within yourself, the beginning is unfolding in your physical world. Things are coming together because you're no longer divided within. You no longer argue with your own potential. You no longer question whether you are ready. Something in you has declared, "This is my moment," and life must obey the clarity of that inner command. Feel the change, feel the certainty, feel the quiet but powerful knowing that your steps are guided, your opportunities are aligning, and what once felt blocked is now flowing effortlessly in your direction. You have entered the season where doors open without force, where the right people appear without searching, where breakthroughs arrive without strain. This is not coincidence, this is alignment. This is the inevitable manifestation of the inner world you have nurtured, protected, and honored. Your time has come, not because the clock says so, but because your consciousness says so. And when you decide inwardly that you have arrived, the world rearranges itself to match that decision. So move forward with confidence. Walk with authority. Step into your blessings as though they have already been delivered, because in truth, they have. You are now witnessing in the outer world what you accepted as true in the inner world long ago. This is your season. This is your unfolding. Things are finally coming together because you finally came into alignment with who you were always meant to be. Your inner state has matured into alignment. Now the outer world must mirror it. What you feel within has reached a point of clarity, strength, and conviction that cannot remain hidden any longer. For months, maybe even years, you were cultivating a new version of yourself, quietly, privately, sometimes painfully. You questioned whether anything was changing, whether the work you were doing within was ever going to show itself in the physical world. But deep transformation rarely announces itself with noise. It moves silently, layer by layer, shifting your assumptions, reshaping your identity, and refining the way you see yourself. And now, almost without realizing it, you have become aligned with the reality you once only imagined. Your inner world is where all outcomes begin. It is the place where you practiced the feeling of being fulfilled long before there was evidence. It is where you held on to faith in moments when nothing outside supported it. Over time, this consistent inner state became stable, natural, and familiar. You no longer hoped, you knew. You no longer wished, you accepted. You no longer tried to become, you became. And that is the moment alignment occurs, when your desire and your identity merge into one. That the outer world has no choice but to reflect the inner world, because the outer world is nothing more than a projection of your deeply held assumptions. When you were unsure, life mirrored uncertainty. When you doubted, life responded with delays. When you felt unworthy, doors remained closed. But now your inner posture has shifted. You no longer negotiate with your dreams, you claim them. You no longer wonder whether you are ready, you embody readiness. Your inner state has risen to the level of the vision you once placed above yourself. This alignment is powerful because it removes contradiction. There is no longer a version of you hoping for one thing while believing something else. You have reached internal coherence, and coherence always manifests as movement, opportunity, and visible change. Life must now reorganize itself to match the identity you inhabit. People, situations, blessings, coincidences, all of it begins flowing toward you, not because you chase it, but because you have become the magnetic center that pulls everything into harmony. The maturity of your inner state is not something you force, it is something you grow into. It is the result of becoming tired of your old limitations and choosing instead to live from your highest truth. And once you stand firmly in that truth, the outer world is compelled to bend, shift, and reassemble to reflect it. This is why things begin happening all at once. This is why opportunities appear suddenly. This is why what once seemed stagnant now moves with ease. The world is simply catching up to the identity you have silently stepped into. Nothing you have envisioned is out of reach because you have already matched it within. The moment your inner state matured, your new reality became inevitable. Life is not deciding whether to bless you, it is responding to who you have become. And now that you have aligned your consciousness with your desired outcome, the outer world must and will mirror it perfectly. Every delay was divine timing, restructuring circumstances for your highest outcome. It may not have felt that way in the moment. When you were waiting, when doors closed, when plans fell apart, it often seemed like life was working against you. You wondered if you were being overlooked, forgotten, or pushed farther away from what you wanted. But what you could not see then was the intricate reordering happening behind the scenes. Life was not denying you, it was rearranging everything so that when your breakthrough arrived, it arrived perfectly aligned with who you were becoming. Delays are not punishment, they are preparation. They give you time to develop the emotional maturity, clarity, and inner strength necessary to hold the very blessing you're asking for. Many times, what you desire requires a version of you that wasn't ready at the time you asked. You needed the lessons in patience, trust, resilience, and inner stability. You needed to release old beliefs, old patterns, and old identities that would have sabotaged the very thing you were praying for. The delay wasn't pushing your blessing away, it was preparing you to receive it without losing it. But it wasn't only you being prepared. The circumstances themselves were being aligned. People needed to shift into the right positions. Opportunities needed time to develop. Roads had to be cleared. Situations that would have complicated your blessing needed to dissolve first. What looked like stagnation was actually divine coordination. Everything that seemed slow, stuck, or silent was quietly moving you toward a moment where everything would connect seamlessly. Divine timing works on a scale far greater than your immediate perspective. While you saw a closed door, life saw the wrong door. While you experienced a delay, life was making sure you were delivered to the right place at the right time. There were blessings you couldn't have appreciated before. There were opportunities you would have mishandled if they arrived too early. There were people you were meant to meet who weren't ready yet. The delay ensured that you and everything tied to your manifestation mature together. When life holds something back, it is never withholding, it is synchronizing. It is eliminating obstacles you didn't know existed. It is creating pathways that didn't exist before. It is redirecting you from outcomes that would have harmed you, drained you, or limited you. There are times when the greatest protection you will ever receive will look like a delay. What didn't work out was often the very thing that would have prevented your true destiny from unfolding. Now, as things begin to shift, you will see why the delay was necessary. You will understand why certain things couldn't happen earlier. You will realize that the timing unfolding now is far better than anything you could have arranged on your own. The alignment is cleaner. The opportunities are stronger, the support is greater, and you are wiser, calmer, more grounded, and more receptive. Things are better. Every delay was not a detour, it was divine timing, restructuring circumstances so that your highest outcome could reach you without interference. What once felt like waiting was actually perfect preparation. And now everything is coming together exactly as it was meant to. Your unwavering inner conviction has silently shaped the path beneath your feet. Long before you saw any signs of progress, long before circumstances shifted in your favor, something deep within you had already determined the direction of your life. This quiet certainty, this inner knowing that refused to fade, became the invisible architect of your journey. You may have doubted your strength on the surface. You may have questioned the timing, the obstacles, and the long stretches of silence. But beneath all of that, your conviction remained steady, quietly influencing your choices, aligning your steps, and guiding you toward the very outcome you once only imagined. Rahu Uddin Mirza, please name your guidance to the greater lines. Inner conviction is not loud. It doesn't announce itself with fireworks or dramatic declarations. It works in the background, shaping your thoughts, your expectations, and the assumptions you live by. When you carry a deep belief within you, when you truly accept something as already yours, it begins altering the reality around you in subtle but powerful ways. You start seeing opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You feel drawn to decisions that support your growth rather than keep you stuck. You naturally distance yourself from what no longer aligns with your future. This is not coincidence, this is conviction, operating as an unseen force that shapes your entire path. Even in moments when you felt uncertain, your deepest belief didn't waver. It stayed alive beneath the surface, like a quiet flame that never went out. That flame influenced how you thought, how you spoke, and how you moved through the world. It kept you seeking, trying, adjusting, and rising again each time something fell apart. It guided you to take risks when logic told you to stay safe. It whispered to you when everything seemed impossible. It reminded you of what you were capable of, long before the world recognized it. Your conviction created momentum. It set things in motion you didn't even realize were being set. It pulled you into the right rooms, connected you with the right people, and pushed you through doors you didn't know you were ready for. And even when you couldn't see the path ahead, you kept walking because something within you refused to let go of the vision you had accepted as true. The world always responds to inner certainty. It bends, rearranges, and aligns itself around those who know where they're going on the inside. Your conviction was not a passive feeling, it was a creative force. It was molding your destiny long before the evidence caught up. It was carving out opportunities in silence, clearing obstacles without your awareness, and setting the stage for the moment you stepped fully into what you've been preparing for. Now you stand on a path that your own belief constructed. Every step you take is supported by the inner certainty that guided you here. And as you continue forward, you'll begin to see the full power of what your conviction has created. The opportunities appearing now are not random. They are the unfolding of the blueprint written by your inner world. Your unwavering inner conviction has done more than carry you. It has shaped everything beneath your feet, ensuring that what you believed within becomes the reality you walk into. Life moves in response to the identity you have finally accepted as yours. Everything you experience, attract, or step into is shaped not by what you hope for, but by who you believe yourself to be. Identity is the foundation of your reality. Your assumptions about yourself quietly dictate what you allow, what you pursue, what you tolerate, and what you expect. For a long time, you may have carried visions of a greater life while still identifying with limitations, doubts, or past versions of yourself. And as long as that inner contradiction existed, life reflected the lower identity rather than the higher desire. But now something within you has shifted. You have accepted a new self-concept, one that matches the life you've been dreaming of, and because of that, the world around you must shift to reflect it. You don't have to speak your identity out loud for it to shape your path. You don't need to convince anyone. Identity is felt, not announced. It lives in your inner conversations, your automatic reactions, your expectations, and your sense of what is normal for you. Once you internalize a new version of yourself, once you become the person who naturally receives the blessings you desire, life begins reordering itself with precision. People treat you differently. Opportunities that once seemed distant begin to flow toward you. Doors that were once shut open with ease. It's not magic, it's alignment. The universe responds to the truth you hold about yourself. When you accept a higher identity, you stop acting from lack or desperation. You move with certainty instead of worry. You choose with clarity instead of fear. You walk with a quiet authority that comes from knowing you already are who you once fought to become. And because you inhabit this new identity so naturally, life mirrors it effortlessly. You no longer chase what is meant for you, you attract it through the energy and assumptions you embody. The moment you accept a new identity, your actions follow. You make decisions that align with your worth. You set boundaries that reflect your value. You say yes to what supports your growth and say no to what diminishes you. You begin to show up in ways that match the life you want to live. These internal changes create external shifts, and the world begins to treat you according to the standard you hold within. Life cannot give you a reality that contradicts your identity. If you see yourself as someone who always struggles, life will confirm it. If you see yourself as someone chosen, capable, and deserving, life will confirm that too. Identity is the mold, and your outer experience must fill it. This is why the most powerful transformation happens not in what you achieve, but in who you accept yourself to be. Now that you have embraced a self greater aligned with your purpose, your potential, and your highest timeline, everything around you is rearranging to match it. You are no longer living from the past, you are living from the truth of who you have chosen to be. And because of that, life can finally move in the direction that was always meant for you. Your moment arrives the instant you step into the feeling of already being fulfilled. Fulfillment is not something you wait for, it is something you embody. It is not tied to circumstances, timing, or outward evidence. It begins as a state of being, a quiet yet powerful inner acceptance that what you desire is already yours. The world teaches you to chase results, but true manifestation begins long before anything shows up physically. It begins when you adopt the emotional tone of the life you intend to live. The moment you elevate your inner state, the outer world begins shifting to match it. Feeling fulfilled does not mean pretending or forcing yourself to be positive. It means entering a deeper awareness where the desire no longer feels distant. It means moving from longing to knowing. It means closing the gap between you and your dream by assuming the emotional experience of already having it. When you do this sincerely, when the feeling becomes your natural state, you signal to life that the outcome is complete, and life responds by orchestrating everything necessary to make it visible. This inner feeling of fulfillment is powerful because it dissolves resistance. When you act from lack, worry, or impatience, you push the manifestation away. But when you stand confidently in the feeling that it is already done, the struggle ends. You no longer fight with your own thoughts. You no longer monitor the outer world for signs. You no longer question whether it will happen. The sense of completion replaces all of that. Your energy becomes calm, centered, and magnetic. And because you are no longer waiting, you begin noticing opportunities you've previously overlooked. You make decisions from abundance rather than fear. You show up as someone who already has what they want, and life mirrors that identity back to you. This is the moment your manifestation accelerates, not because something outside changed, but because you changed the emotional atmosphere within yourself. The feeling of fulfillment also shifts the way you perceive time. Before, you felt behind or disconnected from your dream. Now you feel synchronized with it. The need to rush disappears because the outcome feels inevitable. You trust the unfolding rather than forcing progress. That trust is what opens doors that were once closed. It is what draws resources, alignments, and people toward you. It is what transforms effort into ease. Most people think manifestation begins when results appear, but the truth is the opposite. Results appear because manifestation has already begun inside. The moment you step into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you ignite the process. You declare to life without words that the journey is complete internally, and the outer world must catch up. Everything you desire already exists in potential form. The feeling of fulfillment is the bridge that brings it from the unseen into the seen. When you accept the end emotionally, you set into motion the chain of events that will reveal it physically. This is why your moment doesn't arrive next week, next month, or next year. It arrives the very moment you inhabit the emotional state of completion. Your breakthrough begins within. Your manifestation begins within, and your moment arrives the instant you dare to feel now what you once reserved for the future. Nothing is ahead of you. What you desire is already here, waiting for your recognition. We are conditioned to believe that everything we want lives somewhere in the future, somewhere out of reach, somewhere that requires effort, struggle, or perfect timing to obtain. But the truth is far more powerful. Nothing you desire exists out there. Every possibility, every outcome, every blessing you seek already exists in the invisible realm of consciousness. It is not waiting to be created, it is waiting to be acknowledged. The moment you recognize it as yours, the moment you accept it within, the outer world begins to reflect that acceptance. Desires come to you because the reality already exists in potential form. You could not want something that wasn't already prepared for you. The desire itself is evidence that the fulfillment is near, so near that it is actually here, woven into your present moment, waiting for you to shift your awareness toward it. The moment you stop seeing your dream as distant and begin seeing it as present, everything changes. So you stop chasing, you stop yearning, you stop believing that something is missing. Instead, you begin to feel the truth. The reality you seek is intimately close, already formed, waiting for your inner permission to materialize. This is why recognition is so powerful. Recognition is not hope. It is not wishing. It is the quiet acceptance that you already possess what you want in the unseen. When you recognize your desire as already fulfilled, your energy changes, your thoughts soften, your expectations expand. You no longer think like someone waiting, you think like someone receiving the intangible into the tangible. Most people delay their manifestation not because it isn't coming, but because they see it as distant. Distance creates waiting, and waiting creates resistance. As long as you treat your desire as something ahead of you, you keep it ahead of you. The moment you understand that it is here, living within your consciousness, waiting to be acknowledged, the illusion of distance dissolves. And when you understand that nothing is ahead of you, life becomes easier. You stop rushing, you stop forcing outcomes, you stop feeling behind. You begin to move from a place of fullness rather than lack. You start making choices that align with the person who already has the life you want. And that alignment activates the external shifts that reveal what was invisible all along. Every dream, every goal, every breakthrough already exists as a completed state. It becomes visible the moment you match it internally. Recognition is the bridge between desire and manifestation. It is the act of saying, "This is mine now," even before the physical world shows evidence. And because the outer world must reflect the inner world, that recognition is what ultimately brings the desire into form. Nothing lies in your future except the unfolding of what you accept right now. What you seek is not on the horizon, it is here, surrounding you, pressing to reveal itself. Your only task is to recognize it, to claim it, to embody it. Once you do, the world will rearrange itself to show you what has been yours all along. As you stand in this moment, understand that nothing in your journey has been wasted. Every delay, every lesson, every quiet transformation within you has brought you to a place of perfect alignment. You are not waiting for your breakthrough. Your breakthrough has been waiting for you to step into the identity, the certainty, and the inner fulfillment that now define you. Life is no longer something happening to you. It is something responding to you. The path ahead is not being built. It is being revealed piece by piece, in harmony with the truth you have finally accepted within. Everything you desire is already here in its invisible form, and your recognition is now calling it into the physical world. You have matured into the version of yourself capable of receiving what once felt distant. This is your season of alignment, your season of unfolding, your season of stepping into what has always been yours. Trust the momentum that is building, trust the timing that is unfolding, and trust the inner knowing that has guided you to this point. Your time has come. Things are coming together with a precision that could only be described as divine.